Hi everybody, Mundian Astral Oracles. Thank you for being here and contributing to the practice with liking, sharing, subbing, commenting, but also just your beautiful energy in watching and taking in these messages as we are going to check in with the Arcturian Council in the ninth dimension and Umblam. And of course the reason that they're communicating with us, there are many reasons, and you can go back into the back catalog and find them explaining stuff, but they are essentially interested in Ascension. And what is Ascension? Well, Ascension is the refocusing of human consciousness in a higher state of awareness and thereby also order, perception and capability. What this implies is also, notice that our bodies are essentially running faulty software, to use a metaphor from our own technologies. So the idea with these DNA activations and what the seed races like the Arcturians are informing us of is that our bodies are capable of a lot of different things containing different energies, have a lot of unactivated DNA, and essentially as our consciousness progresses, this also means that our bodies, our physicalities become somehow more capable, more in tune, more aligned. And what I'm picking up on from a lot of people are these blank slate energies that actually also seem to repeat themselves on almost a bodily level, like they're physically also being moved in and out of spaces and having this kind of downtime from often going back from traveling and having been, let's say, out of the home, out of their normal zone, and now returning and being experiencing a sort of quietude in that phase. That has gone on for a lot of people, and of course I came back from the Pacific 2.5 weeks ago and have been sleeping and overcoming the jet lag and eating and exercising, and now I kind of feel like my body is reconstituted and it feels good, though I still need to gain those 10 pounds I lost, but other than that, it also feels like there is this very open invitation to something that's very unknown, and I'm gathering that this is happening in a lot of people's lives, and this has, of course, the shadow side of it is that, of course, uncertainty always provokes anxiety. It's simply when you're confused and don't quite know what it is you're dealing with. Anxiousness is, of course, a natural response, but positively, it's of course also super exciting. It's vibrant. It's interesting. The ability to both be able to attract, manifest, define, and contain something new is incredibly exhilarating. And I think that that's definitely the attitude that it's good to cultivate. And I think the other side will agree that, like, get excited about where it is life seems to be moving you. And over at the Patreon, we'll also be looking into kind of discerning the true will if you're one of the upper tiers. So how do you find your will inside the configuration of your reality, we could say, inside the circumstances of life that are constantly changing and especially in these years. So with that introduction, I'll hand it over to Umblam and friends in the ninth dimension, and I truly hope that all of you are well out there. Much love. Hello friends, human beings, dear inhabitants of Earth. We, the collective entity of the Arcturian Council, and I, Umblam, at the helm, I come to join you from the ninth dimension, greeting you with love and blessings this day. How are you doing? You tend to ask each other this, don't you? Some places more than others, but it's a greeting that you don't always register the meaning of. How are you doing? How is like the sea that you're swimming in. The are the strokes that you are moving through the sea with. You is the body that's moving the sea, and the doing is the state of everything in its totality. Are you evaluating all these factors in your life? Are you feeding into the richness of your experience? See, as our friend here was talking about human ascension contributing to this increasing awareness, this expansion of your being, we would like to point out that what is often described as a term or as a movement upwards, it is also a movement into greater detail. It is an attention to all the harmonies that feed your experience. Indeed, what you may have noticed as your awareness of the physical world increased was that you became aware of the minute lawfulness that exists within the detailed small patterns of the world. We are speaking of such patterns as the laws of gravity, of thermodynamics, or that beautiful idea of the periodical table and the arrangement of positive, negative, and neutral elements into the different trees of molecules that then makes up the strands of existence, the physical world, as we delight to behold it. We are not removed from the physical world, though you often term us invisible, or as our friend here says, he refers to us as being on the other side, but we are very much with you. The ascension is not a stepping out of the reality that already exists. It is a movement into a greater expansion of this reality. It is always an adding on, but know in this process of being added on, many of the things that concerned you or seemed total in your experience before, they seem now to be of a more unimportant character. You sense that these worries that you had, as you have progressed into higher states of being, they seem almost unreal to you. And even though you are still able to entertain the perspective that you had these worries from, the fears and concerns, the angers, hates, and upsets that you felt early on in life, you may see that they are also fitted into a grander design of who you are, that your emotional body is simply able to contain these more negative emotions without them being, let's say, all encompassing, without them being the dominant factors in your attention. So, what is also happening in the ascension process, and as you will become more attentive to in this harmonizing month of August, it is that there are greater delicacies in experience that allow for you to expand. That is, your foundation are really in the harmonies that make up reality. It is, for instance, in the element of balance. How marvelous is it that you find yourself in an up and a down, in a vertical, a right and a left, a forward and a backward, and that you're able to navigate in these dimensions so effortlessly. How wonderful isn't it that you are able to perceive light and dark, that you see this interplay of colors, and with this interplay of colors, this richness, also the tapestry of your inner life is illuminated, that you also perceive emotions and the beauties that you create and manifest and behold within through these rich interplays that you experience without. So you can move from seeing the harmony in the outside world to also perceiving how it is mirrored within you. And you can also move from seeing the harmonies within you, the balances of your size, the skillful, graceful act of walking as a bipedal creature, all the difficult operations that you undertake with your body every day, the fine motor skills that you have in expressing yourself in cooking and creating and gardening and moving objects about, all these things, they are a part of the richness of your being. And if you begin to behold and appreciate these details, you will see that this capability is indeed infinite. This is what we discovered as we ascended, and as all species have discovered in their own ways, that their ability to manipulate, that is, their ability to extend their bodies and hands and connect to a great and undefined beyond, and giving this beyond definition, giving it creation, purpose, moving it into higher states of order, beauty, explanation, transcendence, that this is an infinite capability, that this essentially only ends when we all reach the capabilities of recreating the universe at the end point of existence. And so, how are you unfolding your creatorship? Are you allowing for what you want to also become your creation? That is, addressing our friend here, for instance, as an example. He may want to experiment with wanting things. That is, instead of doing this delicate dance of allowing for a type of blank template to then open up to whatever wants to enter, then allowing for this thing that wants to enter to already be defined and be discerned by inner process. So the more you can cultivate, let's say, a relationship to the unmanifest as it becomes manifest, the greater things you can imagine for yourself, the more you will find that this month of August will also rapidly reward you. There are very fast manifestation energies at play at the moment. And this, in this gestation period, this as energies that are no longer supported in your collective violent energies, energies of lack and fear, as they are trying to play out and superimpose themselves on much of the awareness of the human collective, do try to step back and appreciate your own capabilities and creatorship. Behold how much you have created, and know that an even greater world than you have created out of your collective undertakings, well, this can be created rapidly out of conscious awareness. Behold how many times you have destroyed your civilizations or seen your cities destroyed by natural disasters through your history, and behold how fast you rebuild them with resolve, and how you simply retreat from the ruins once you have accepted defeat from fate. That is, you are becoming less and less fated as you ascend, or the fate that you found was written before you before, that is now becoming something that you are discerning is being written by yourself from a different point in time. You are becoming non-linear, you are becoming multi-temporal, and so you may experience impulses, ideas, influxes flowing in from different parts of your experience, as if the tapestry of you in a higher dimension was corresponding and communicating with itself as a type of decentralized high mind, the high mind of you above time. All these things are coming to fruition, higher manifestation energies, the ability to discern minute detail, and the ability to write, rewrite, and create fate. These are things you would do well in being attentive of in this month of your August of your time 2022. We greet you, I, Umblam, and the Arcturian Council from the Ninth Dimension, and we extend the love from us and from all your galactic brethren, expressing our pleasure in seeing you awaken to the light within and without. Therefore, eternally, in boundless, endless, unconditional love, we bid you farewell this day with blessings and peace. Always nice to check in with those guys, and it did feel like an exceedingly positive message. I'll just say this month. So I hope you're also feeling of seeing auspicious outlines in the life ahead. Much love to you guys.